watching their success, how can we translate into the jazz world? Because they've done it without radio support. They did it without major label support, any label support for that matter, just on the sheer passion of their fans and performance. So what can we take away from that in our world, so to speak?
You know, I think that I know for a fact that there have been a lot of musicians who have been reluctant to engage in social media. I know a lot of musicians who have, and some of their reasoning is good. You know,
yeah,
it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
You know, but I do know that the musicians, I can see a clear divide between the musicians who engage their audiences on their socials and those who don't. And I feel like the more of the process that musicians are willing to share with the audience, the more, again, relatable or relevant it becomes to the artist, to the audience, if they're interested in the music. I think jazz is kind of music where the audience and the artist have to meet halfway. So if the artist says, hey, take a look at my process here, take a look at me playing this tune with no accompaniment, take a look at how I'm breaking down these chord changes, or how I'm playing this arrangement. I think the audience is more inclined to get into that. I think process is a big thing right now. I think the audience loves to see how things work, and the more transparent you are about it, I think the wider spectrum of people you can bring in, because even if they don't understand all the music, they can at least understand the process of starting something and seeing it through. I think that's the thing that people get. They really like to watch a musician break down his or her process.
Yeah, that's very interesting to say that. Speaking of Nate Smith, so Nate, what were some of the go-to records for you during the pandemic that you would go to find some solace, some sanity? What were some of the things that got you through it?
Man, I was digging through my dad's record collection. I found a best of Nat King Cole compilation.
Okay.
And so many amazing records, so many amazing arrangements. I've been listening to a lot of Nat King Cole last night. Wow. There's just something about his voice, his delivery. It opens up sort of a portal to memory for me. And I've also really been into film scores recently. I've been listening to a lot of film scores just for pleasure, and I really dug Terrence Blanchard did a gorgeous score for The Five Bloods, the music. Oh, what an amazing score that is. And I just got a chance to talk with the composer, Emile Mosseri, a younger guy who lives out in LA. And he did a great score for this movie called Minari, which is, great, beautiful film, nominated for Best Picture. He's nominated for Best Score. It's his third movie. So he's crushing it. But I loved his score, really beautiful. He also did a score for a movie called The Last Black Man in San Francisco. I really love that score too.
I heard that one.
The movie is great. The movie is fantastic. It's Jonathan, is his name Reynolds, the brother who played on Lovecraft Country. He's one of the stars, of the film. It's a beautiful, beautiful film.
Check that out. Thanks for the heads up on that.
Oh yeah. So I've been kind of listening to it, and of course I'm always, I'm still, I still dig into A Tribe Called Quest when I need to get pepped up, and I listen to, the 1964 Miles, the live concert when I need that, So I'm still digging into sort of older music too. And one record I recently rediscovered, a great Dave Holland trio record with Steve Coleman and Jack DeJohnette called Triplicate. That record. Oh man. That is some amazing Jack DeJohnette on that record, man. Jack is playing.
I haven't listened to that one in years, so it's just funny. We were just digging through the show. We played First Light, so with Emily you just spoke to, hearing her break down Jack DeJohnette on that track. There's all the different layers you get to fight through, between brass, strings, George, Hubert, and Freddie.
Right. Jack, man, if anybody can do it, he's the one. Sure.
So have you seen the meme with Jack DeJohnette, the latest? It came out like during the summer. Oh, I'll send it to you in a moment when we're done.
Okay.
It's it's epic.
Absolutely.
Jack,
Absolutely.
Man in his garden. It's you'll see in a moment. It's just
okay. Cool.
It hits home to everybody.
Beautiful.
Does that mean that Jack is just like this is how we've been surviving in 2020 and not 2021.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So Nate, if anybody approached you for a soundtrack, would you do it, or would you have to look at the project? What would be your thought process?
It's definitely something I want to do. I want to know that I'd be the right person to do it too. if, there are definitely a few directors whose work I really admire, who, would be, if they called, it'd kind of be a dream scenario, Ava DuVernay, if you're listening. Let's see. Who else? I'll make my pitch.
You put it out in the atmosphere. You put it out in the atmosphere.
Put it out in the atmosphere. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely be into it. Learning the story. I know that so much of it has to do with a relationship with a director and a composer. The relationship with the director is very important. From all the musicians I know who've composed for film, they say that working with that director and having a director who can really point you in a direction, for lack of a better phrase, I think that's paramount for writing a film scoring, So I'd be down to do it.
Cool. Speaking with Nate Smith, what's going to happen? We talked about, so now today's April 7th.
When it happens, man, I'll come back. We'll talk about it. I'll be like, yeah, man, remember that time? Yeah. We talked it up.
That's where it starts. Cool, man. Well, again, Nate, we can't thank you enough for spending time with us, really, as always, and congratulations on surviving 2020.
Thank you. You too.
Coming up. So what do you got coming for 2021? How are you looking ahead? Once things start to slowly get back to whatever normal is.
It looks like Brittany Howard is going to be back on the road later this year. So I'm looking forward to playing with that band. Kinfolk 2 will be out in the fall of 2021. Very excited about that. And there's a duo project that I've been working on with a singer named Van Hunt. We've been visiting it occasionally. We've actually got a gig coming up this weekend at Brick Jazz Fest in Brooklyn. We're going to do it. It's going to be live streams. So you can, I think it's, you can just search it, Brick Jazz Fest. It starts on, it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 3 night event. We're playing Saturday night.
Cool.
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
Oh, man. So family's good. Everybody's all right, healthy.
Everybody's good, man. Everybody's good. I mean, I'm the last one in terms of vaccinations. Mom got her shots. It's been about a month since she got her second shot. She's doing great. All my siblings are I think me and my brother are awaiting our second shots now. So we're hoping for a Mother's Day reunion. That would be great.
And then to wrap real fast, give us an idea what it was like growing up in Virginia back in the 80s for you, just because there was so much happening. People had no idea of that world, but you were part of it. You lived it and survived it. So give us a little insight.
I think that what was starting to happen with home recording in the 90s, I got my first synth back in 90. I got it as a high school graduation gift. I got it in 1992, and I remember just being mesmerized by that. So many people were making music in their homes, and recording it. And I think that's the culture that produces a Timbaland, a Missy Elliott, a Pharrell Williams, a Chad Hugo. And of course, Teddy Riley had his studio in Virginia Beach.
I didn't know that.
He was in Virginia Beach for many, many years. He did a lot of famous records there. And so, a lot of those musicians came through Teddy's room. And, I got a chance to work there once too. And I learned so much. I learned so much about the music business in that.
Yeah, there's no way I could let you go out talking about that period of time, because people forgot that period of time for those 5 years with Timberland and Missy and that whole world.
Yeah.
Virginia was on fire.
Absolutely on fire. Absolutely. And so much of the hit music we love from that era was created during that time, And Timbaland and Missy were just nuclear, man. They were just on fire, and you unstoppable. And this was just before D'Angelo emerged.
Right, I forgot.
D'Angelo emerged out of Richmond, which is 2 hours, northeast. Right. So man, there's a lot of music in Virginia, not to mention Dave Matthews and Bruce Hornsby and all this other stuff that was happening.
Yeah, we didn't get to that world.
That's a lot of music coming out, a lot of musicians in Virginia.
So that's just amazing, because I remember that's when I first time I heard you, but because there's so much coming out of that scene at that time, it was just overwhelming. We had no idea this was this scene that was been bubbling under for a while. Also, and then obviously what happened.
Absolutely.
Hey, it's been too long. I can't believe it's been 4 years since we've spoken last, but
no, man, I know. Too long.
We'll do it sooner than later, my friend.
Absolutely. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care.